Good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back to you with some more Warpforge. And finally, today we are going to be playing the Terror of Vardenghast, the Warlord that I think you guys have been requesting me to play for ages. Now, the only reason wasn't playing this guy, and it's still difficult to play this guy, is that, well, in reality, he is quite difficult to play right now. Mostly because he needs a little bit more support if he is to work. Now, what is the thing with the Terror of Vardenghast? Well, he's got Slay, Heal 1, so kind of similar to what Gordrang has going on, but he also has the Alpha Warrior, which is to give your Warlord flying in +2 and plus an additional 1 for each friendly troop. Now, what makes this a little bit difficult is that on paper, he's a face basher, and he can end up dishing out like a gazillion damage every single turn, but he does lack what the other Tyranid warlords have, right? So Swarmlord makes a non-killable board by growing his Tyranids with the Synapse and his ability. You have Zoanthropes for Venomthrope, and you have basically the combo with Tervagon, which is obviously very it requires a lot of experience to pull off, but Tervagon is actually still quite good if he knows what he's doing. Now, Terror of Vardenghast suffers from what? He suffers from not really having a true win con other than face bashing the enemy face and then being able to just finish you off, which really does depend a lot of times on what you're going to draw, because you don't have any support for your troops like the Venomthrope and Swarmlord. You don't have any ways of generating extra troops, so you're kind of dependent on just face bashing. And for example, for the Orcs that may work, but for the Tyranids it's a little bit difficult. Now I think that's exactly why if you want to play this guy successfully, you cannot just depend on, oh, I'm just going to do a brainless combo and win. Instead, we need to build a deck that is a little bit more reliable. So this is my take on the Terror of Vardenghast. Let's take a look at a couple of things that we have here. Now, Neurogaunt, oh, sorry, yeah, still not pressing. Wow. Okay, so Neurogaunt, as well as the Ripper Swarms, these are going to be the ones that we are going to be spamming on the board in order to get a lot of damage. So for example, with the Ripper Swarms, as long as you can get these guys, like 4 of these guys down, when you play your ability, that's going to be a total of plus, I believe, 6 damage. So that's going to give your Warlord 8 damage face bash, which is great, obviously. Now, Ripper Swarms can also be played just as a drop, like you can just merge them, let's say at energy 4 and make it a 4/4, which is not too bad, obviously, but for most cases, you probably want to spread these guys out, and that way your Warlord is going to be dealing a lot of damage. Same goes for Neurogaunt, can be a normal drop, but you can also spread them out as well. We have obviously the Encircle the Prey. That stealth card is just a staple on all the Tyranids. We do have Predator Instincts just to give some of my units flank, so I don't usually use this on Swarmlord because I don't think it's necessary, but with this guy I actually decided to use the Venomthrope so that we do have something other than the Gargoyle to just punch through Vanguards, which is going to be extra important on this Warlord because you do need to be face bashing. And we also are including 1 copy of Screamer Killer for the late game, and that also works really well with Predator Instincts. So, other than that, we do have our Adrenaline Surge and Augmented Ferocity, so anything that can further increase our Warlord's attack is always welcome. 1 copy of Darkened Skies just to deal with swarms and like stuff like Scarabs and so on in the early game. Infinite Biomorphologies needs no explanation because this card is a staple, again, on Tyranids, because it can give some very powerful effects to your troops like health and stealth and armor and even Vanguard if you need it, so pretty good. We also do have our Gargoyles and G-Stealers, probably the units that you always want to have on Tyranids on Energies 3. The Gargoyle is really good because it has that tide, so even if you play this at 9 energy, this is going to be a 9 range attack and 9 health, which is insanely hard to deal with, by the way. Comes with a flank, So it's either an early game or mid-game removal or late-game drop, which is like really good. And Gene Stealers are just extremely annoying, the way they just keep multiplying and constantly being a threat. Tyranid Prime, always there, mostly because of the stats, nothing else. But next we actually have the Carnifex and the Psychophage. Now the thing is, in the past I used to include the stealth ones on this, like the Death Leaper and the Lictor, because these were the things that would help you push your aggro. But after multiple nerfs to this, some of the stealth cards like Lictor as well as the Death Leaper, what I think is that they're no longer that worth it, especially considering now there's a very dangerous anti-stealth in the game, namely the Dark Angels, what's it called again? Ravenwing Master, I think, Talon Master. So it's like extremely easy for them to just smash your stealth troops, so you can't really rely on these anymore. So I think just having Carnifex and Psychophage, which are going to be just stat bombs, is a little bit better. Obviously Ravenous Hunter, because this is the one that you're looking for to just finish the game, to close it out. As with, I'd say, every Tyranid pretty much. Broodlord, this one is a different case. Now, you do not have any ability that synergizes with the Broodlord, but you can use the Broodlord to use, get double Adrenaline Surge, right? And still a big threat. This one also has 6 HP, so it's harder to remove for anti-stealth, so this guy can still work quite well. We got Hype Crones. There's no Tyranid deck that can function without this, because the stats, flying, and the rally just make this a absolute powerhouse. One of the best 6-drops like in the game for sure. And we also got the Rapacious Hunger for a little bit of removal. Now, originally, I wanted this to be an aggro deck, but after thinking a lot, as I said at the start, you can't just play this as an aggro warlord, because it is very... it doesn't have enough support to really do that. If this was an orc warlord, sure, when you have like a gazillion squigs and bloodthirst for 3 energy and so on, yeah, it can work really well. But otherwise, yeah, this warlord unfortunately does not have the support for that. So I think the mid-range aggro-y deck is the way to go. So now, without further ado, let's just jump in and let's see what we are able to do with the Terror of Vardenghast. I'm actually gonna say I really like the Warlord itself. I think he's really cool. It's just that if you're gonna be playing him, be ready that you're going to have to be very attentive and you're gonna have to be very smart about it. Ravenous Hunter, I think, is something we always leave in our hand because, you know, it's a win condition. I think this is actually pretty damn good. I think we're gonna continue, yeah. Oh, we're gonna get Digestion Pool, obviously. Okay. Now, I wonder... Oh, I didn't know that they had a special interaction, actually. Pretty cool. Alright, we got the Gene Stealers, we got... Okay, for turn 1, I think we just do this. You know what kind of sucks? You used to be like the biggest damage dealer, aside from Gordrang, I guess. But now there's also Gordrang, and then there's also Belial, who also gets armor. So suddenly you're 4 damage, and Janezar as well. So poor Vardenghast isn't really that original, unless he can spam the board. Okay, so we're just gonna drop a Gene Stealer. Against Ultramarines, mostly the Gene Stealer opening is pretty dangerous. Because next, actually, what we do is we got another Gene Stealer and we can encircle, which is just nasty. What are you doing, though? Like, what is he digging for, man? So, we drop a Gene Stealer. We smack him. We smack him again. And we make it as invisible, I guess. Technically speaking, next turn I could get really greedy.
Shot by shot, we will purge the galaxy.
Oh, okay. I could get like really, really greedy this turn. Question is, do I want to do that? So... I could play another Gene Stealer, but that would just be mindless face bashing, right? You know what we can do? Probably. Tough choice. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You guys might be surprised at this one, but this is what I'm gonna do here. Yeah. I'm just gonna go face. Because I know I have Ravenous Hunter. He could, however, have a big Vanguard available. No, 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 he's done. He's done. Maybe this was a little bit risky right now, but... honestly, it doesn't help. There's our Synapse. But usually you don't want to risk the way that I risked right now. But the reason I did that is I knew I had a Synapse and I knew I had Ravenous Hunger. The other reason why I decided to do it like that was that I could have just spread the Gene Stealers, but then there is no guarantee that he doesn't have the Assault not the Assault, but Devastator Doctrine. Because don't forget that Ultramarines now actually have something that gives them Blast 3, which does act as a very good anti-stealth. Okay, mostly you don't want to keep too many stratagems in your hand, because, you know, you want to have troops. Infinite Biomorphology is actually going to be pretty good. Now, here's the thing. Xandrak isn't too bad, because we do heal 1 for each of his things that we kill. So, these already have stealth. Don't really need ranged attack. I think we're just going to go for melee. I think we kind of rolled a bad one there, but not too bad. Okay, just a relentless march. I would have loved to have HP to have had, or the armor on it would have been better. Okay, more stealth for the Gene Stealers. That's pretty good. It's a tricky matchup with Nemesor because he's constantly going to be feeding front lines to, like, Vanguards to himself, so it is going to protect him from us, but he's also doing me a favor by attacking face. He's not supposed to be doing that. I think in this matchup with Nemesor, you don't go face. I think mostly you stay behind your troops and build a big board. I do also have Darkened Skies, which is good because that's going to help us clear the remnants, and clearing the remnants against Nemesor is really important. Technomancer, okay. Interesting. So, this is one of the bigger plays that you get, basically, as the Tyrannid. Just, it's like one of your prime targets for your digestion. What's it called again? Digestion pool, yeah. Chrome for 4 energy. This is just insane. If I did not draw this, what I was thinking is attacking both, then Darkened Skies, and then stealthing this. That could have also worked, because leaving a Technomancer for Xandrak is just not worth it. Ooh. Okay. I think we still go for Carnifex. Gotta get rid of this though. We don't really want to leave that. This is another target that's very difficult for both Necrons and Ultramarines to deal with. Unless Acid Rain is in play, Carnifex is very, very hard to take out. Like high HP plus armor, and if you get lucky with your infinite biomorphologies, this can have even higher armor, so it can be pretty good. Oh, death marks. Alright. But they're visible. Doesn't really do much, does it? Nope. I say this is how we do it. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna base bash him and make this invisible. Ooh, damage text mark, okay. That's probably gonna go into my face. No. Interesting. I'll be honest, I did not expect that not going to my face. So, let's see. I think the answer is quite clear. The question is just, do I merge the Gene Stealers? I think I need to merge them. As annoying as it is, I think I do need to merge these guys. Reason for that being, if he plays Scythe Assault and it kills both, it's like horrendous loss of value for me. I would... So that's the thing, I would rather they be spread out, but a lucky Scythe Assault there finishes the game for me, so... Well, it doesn't finish the game, but it sets me back like crazy. So I'd much rather have it like this. We're playing really careful here, but I think that is justified. Can I kill him? Let me count and I'll decide if I... So if I attack here, then drop another Gene Stealer, that's 11. Then, oh yeah, I think I got him. If I'm miscalculating something, boo-hoo, too bad. But I highly doubt I am. So don't forget, if you want to spread them out, you place it to the right. You don't place it to the left, otherwise they merge. And yeah, that's a GG. Okay, yeah, we did not miscalculate. Nice. Alright, pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, what do we got here? The Eldari, okay. So the Eldari are supposed to be receiving reinforcements. Very soon, I think. At least on the roadmap, it seems like it's gonna be Eldari. So I wonder what it's gonna be. It's gonna be another Phoenix Lord, I wonder. Most probably, right? Oh, whoa, 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 no bots, please. No bots. We don't want to play against bots. Erika Luminas. I think extra cards is good for me as well, because I can run out of steam. We're not bad against Erica per se, because we can take out a lot of things just with our Alpha Warrior, so let's whack her. So the thing with that is, if she... I could just play a Ripper Swarm, honestly. I mean, that wouldn't be too smart, right? I could play it for tempo, though. Maybe that was a mistake. I think we just misplayed. I think I should have dropped Ripper Swarm for tempo. Then she would have to space bash it and use her ability. And, yeah, she should be at a disadvantage there. But, you know what? We can live with that, I guess. Yep. I'm gonna play 2 Ripper Swarms. Take that out. So, fortunately, we're not too bad into Erica because of this. But if she does get a stun, it's kind of game over. So, we need to stop her before she gets there. Otherwise, it's game over. Really. So, in the best scenario, she has to smack this, then use her ability, and doesn't drop anything, and I can play a Psychophage. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh no, it's coming, boys. It's happening. It's happening. Okay, well, Psychophage is a pretty strong drop, so... Cha-ching. Followed by a Scrimmer Killer could also be really, really good. We also get a lot of stealth. I think we can still do it, yeah. And if she chooses to do the Divine Intervention here, then I can just drop a Scrimmer Killer. So, what's it gonna be, Erica? If she does another invisibility, I'll be very upset. I'm not gonna lie. Not an invisibility, but if she does another... Okay, no, she does not do it. Instead, yeah, she face bashes, does that, which means that my good old Rippers can actually deal with that, which is great. And I think Scrimmer Killer is a beautiful drop right now. Because I don't think anything outside of Divine Intervention removes this. Am I missing anything? Maybe Adelaide the Serene? But there's no... Oh yeah, she's got flank on it. Yeah, she could. She could actually get rid of it with that. But she would still have to take 5 damage to the Warlord, which I'm totally fine with, by the way. Okay, Fury of the Righteous. Ah, maybe she can do a Zephyrim. Oh, Sororitas Rhino. Okay. I think we know what we do here. I hope we didn't miss lethal there. No, I don't think we did. No, we did not. If we had anything to give Synapse... So she has to go invulnerable here, I think. Otherwise, she's in trouble.
The blood of martyrs is
there
the
it is.
seed
There
of
it
the
is.
Imperium.
that was a tough one. It's always a very tough matchup versus an Erica, because if she does get to the point where she stands to stun you, you really suffer as Tyranids, because Tyranids like to go tall, and if she can just keep the target stunned, it just doesn't go too well. There's not much you can do about it. Ooh, Lucius. Lucius the also very eternal. -1 attack for troops deployed. I don't think we really want that. Question I got here is, do I attack him? I don't think I attack him. I think I let him attack me, because I don't think we outdamage him in the early game. We do certainly outdamage him later though, which is good. I'm actually thinking of dropping the Neurogons next turn, not turn 1 probably, because Lucius can just take it out with his thing. Okay, let's test the waters. Let's see what he is. Let's see what he's gonna do. Is he gonna attack me or is he gonna stay safe? So you don't want to trade against Lucius, because you do 4, he does 3, and the next turn he does, if he uses his ability, he heals 1, in total does 4 damage to you and takes 2, so he outtrades you. You cannot outduel Lucius as Terror of Vardenghast, which I think makes sense. I mean, you're not supposed to outduel Lucius that easily. So I actually like what Everguild has done with him, like giving him that ability to, I think, trade pretty much with everyone, at least on equal terms. So, okay, there you go. And the ability probably, right? Oh, okay. So, already it's a dangerous thing. Look, we are at 31 HP, well, he's at 34. So that's exactly why you don't go trading with... why, though? Why? Wouldn't it have been better to keep that? Oh, whatever. Whatever, boys, whatever. His choice. I don't think that's how... Maybe he has a terrible hand and... I don't know. So again, with the Duelist Hubris, he's out-damaging us quite a bit. But fortunately for me, however, I can now trade a little bit with my Gene Stealer, so I can, you know, I can have one die and then just drop another one. So that way I can at least deal some return damage to him. And next turn is the Carnifex, so it's really good. Here, I don't think getting my Gene Stealers tall is a good idea, because I don't have the re-stealth on them. So it's much better if I keep them stealth and I just use them to either constantly keep damaging Lucius' face, or have this as an extra punch so that I can remove whatever he plays here, and then I can play the Carnifex, right? Worst case scenario, what he could play here, he could play the... he could play that unit that gets a shield every time stimulation is triggered. That's probably the Emperor's Children's, like, one of the best drops. Really like that card, because if he does that, then I'll kind of be forced to take some extra damage, which I don't like. No, it's the Noise Boy. So let me see what's going on here. So if I attack him with this, he doesn't heal too much, so I can then kill him afterwards, right? Yep. And I can drop a Carnifex. I heal a little bit, which is good. Let's get the armor on this. He has a lot of things that can help him remove it. He's got a ton of fiends there. Hive Prone is going to be the hard target for Lucius. Emperor's Children mostly suffer from not having too much anti-air, which can put this in a very good spot. Oh no. That's not good. I mean, to be quite honest, kinda don't care. There you go. And now, I think we do this. And for good measure, now this is a strong board. If he was at 7 energy, he would just clear this, but he does not have 7 energy, which is really, really good for me. Okay, summons that. Not bad. Wait a minute, this... Oh, random enemy. Why did I remember that this used to attack face? Pretty impressive. Huh, that's it? Okay. You know what I'm thinking here, guys? Thinking this is the play. So the good part about this is that now the only way he can deal with this board is if he does his AoE. If he does his AoE, I'm at an advantage because I'm now at 10 HP ahead and my lethal range is quite huge. So I think he is kind of done for. By the way, nice play he did with Flawless Blade Champion. I actually remembered that this only used to go face. But, yeah, pretty interesting play he did there with the Ecstasy. I think that's a cool combo. Well, what are we gonna do? Okay, that then works. Blissbringer. Impressive. Yeah, you should not have done that. That was not the play. That was not the play, brother. Should not have gone face. Although, I think maybe it makes sense because it wouldn't really matter because my lethal range was like insane. So maybe he just thought, might as well just get some bit of extra damage so that if the opponent can't finish me off, then I'll finish him off. So that's one option, I guess. All right, let's move on. Okay, now let me tell you this. If Morvenn Vahl does Acid Rain, we might as well just pack up. Whew. Fortunately, she did not. Like, fighting a Morvenn Vahl who just did an Acid Rain is nigh impossible, by the way. Why is it nigh impossible? Well, very simple reason. Morvenn Vahl uses a lot of penance troops, and most of those penance abilities are basically to do pings, and if she can just keep pinging you, not much you can do. If she does another prayer, I'll be very upset. Thank God. Okay, probably just goes face. Now, here's another case of I can't go face because, again, Morvenn Vahl out damages us. First off, because she's 40 HP, she has a free ping, and she also has like an ability that increases her damage, so you can't really just fuck around with her too much. I'm just gonna keep this G-Stealer actually here. But what we can do, however, is we can use our also powerful units to answer her abilities. Zephyrim, okay, what do you do? I think could have been better. So what we do, we play the Neurogaunt. This is gonna be a big boy Neurogaunt. And what you guys need to remember is that as Terror of Vardenghast, you can fly. Which means you can take out stuff like that without having to suffer too much. So thanks to our Tyranid Prime, now we have a 5/8 on the board, which is great. The worst thing that can happen here if... no, Zephyrim is 5, right? Yeah, Zephyrim Superior is 5, so... I think we're fine. Psychophage could also be good next turn. Okay, Righteous Repugnance. And followed by what? Devout Warriors. What are you gonna do? Beacon of Faith. Yikes. I really wanted to do something here. Just SM Orc in the face, but wouldn't work. Okay, now that I have the board and I'm bringing her down to my level of HP, I think I'm good to face bash her a little bit. Don't forget, she still gets the invulnerability, just... Oh my god. That's not good. That is not good at all. Oh my god, okay. Okay, Morvenn Vahl, take it easy. Take it easy, my dear. But I think, holy hell. Do I kill her? So this is 12 damage, followed by another 8 damage, followed by yes. Jesus. Holy. I think... so, here's the thing. I get the idea of that kind of a Morvenn Vahl deck. It is pretty cool, honestly. I find that it's pretty cool. But I don't think it's that reliable. I think it's way more reliable to just play a Penitence Morvenn Vahl. And it's gonna be a little bit better. By the way, we're doing quite well against Terror today. That's really good. We climbed up quite a bit. Uh-oh, there he is. Asmodai. Honestly speaking, Void Combat could be in my favor here. Because this way I deal a lot of damage. Asmodai also deals a lot of damage due to the pings that he's gonna do. But I think me pushing damage is a little bit more important than Asmodai pushing damage. Because the game needs to close off really quickly. Like, this is the matchup where you need to bash face. So you guys might have noticed that the one thing that I'm doing here in these games is I'm choosing very carefully what I am allowed to face bash into and what I'm supposed to play a little bit more defensive against. So that actually decides a lot of your games. So you have to be very careful how you play that. You gotta be really, really careful. You're not allowed many mistakes, unfortunately, when you're playing Terror. That's why I'm trying my best not to misplay. Though I'm not sure if I have misplayed these games. Everything's possible. But that's why I'm trying hard not to do that. Okay, I could just make this big, but again, not much point in that because Asmodai gets a ton of flankers with high ranged attacks, so you don't really do that. It's not too good. Okay, I think it's the Psychophage turn in this case. I really had hoped for a bigger Psychophage, but whatevs. Ah, brother. Ah, that's so perfect. Okay, you know what? I think this is a... Darkened Sky's turn. Gotta give everything health. Oh, for Christ's sake, come on. I wanted all those on Asmodai's face, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take that trade. I really needed that Broodlord tempo, but what he did there really shut it down. Oh, that's actually pretty alright, you know, because I think a lot of people forget what I can do. A lot of people tend to forget that you can do this. Yeah, we don't play the Ripper Swarm. Doesn't make sense here. Just giving him an extra target. I think the Talon Master should come next. No, it's the Venerable you-know-who. Come on, please don't. Please. Thanks. So, let me see. This is 6. This is 8. It's gonna be 12. And 12 plus another 4. Is that one off lethal? Okay, wait. Still do that, honestly. Doesn't really matter. You know, if everything had not gone into the Dreadnought, we might have actually had lethal here. I needed at least one ping to have gone on Asmodai's face. But everything went on the Dreadnought. That's very unfortunate. We just needed one ping on Asmodai's face. One. Okay. And there's his healing starting now. But what's he gonna play afterwards is the question. Agenda, sure. God, that was so bad. We could have had such a good lethal there. We still have a chance at lethal here, actually, depending on what we draw. I think this is what I'm gonna do, though. So reason for this, if anybody wants to know, is that I need to heal up a little bit. He is already in my lethal range. I cannot leave a healing for him. And dropping an 8 HP Broodlord is really good. Now he's gonna be fishing for his... whatchamacallit? The, Yeah, there you go, GG. That was tough. That was tough. Okay, you know what? I'd say we performed quite well. I'd say quite admirably, even. So guys, there's my take on Terror of Vardenghast. I hope it was helpful to you guys. Leave a comment and tell me what you think about my version of the Terror of Vardenghast deck. Did you enjoy the gameplay? What would you change? And so on. So, as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Have a good day.